Today, my homies and homettes and homers and homos.
Homo sapien.
Homo sapiens, not Homeo sapien. We're back looking at our favorite channel in the entire world, The Odd Ones Out. And the last time we looked at The Odd Ones Out, we did what I think is honestly my favorite Odd Ones Out animation ever, which this is such a good sign that the new ones are literally like my favorite ever. James is truly the GOAT. And so the last time we looked at every form of animation and it was really, really insightful. I thought it was so cool. I loved looking at all the different forms of animation, the history of animation, because I followed a lot of it through my life. And so we are going to see if James can teach us a little more. Animation before computers. Maybe this is the video that actually inspired the every form of animation video. There's only one way to find out, but it looks awesome. I can't wait to watch it. Based on the views, this looks like one of people's recent favorites. So let's go, my friends. Son ni ichi go.
When you're watching any animated piece of media, I think it's easy to forget that you're watching drawings move.
This is a drawing.
Excuse me? What kind of Harry Potter dark magic
Sorcery.
is this? Since when did drawings move? I drew a picture of a dog once, but it hasn't moved at all, not even to play fetch. Well,
that's
what
ridiculous.
you're really watching isn't actually moving. What you're really watching is a series of individual frames played at a rapid speed on a liquid crystal display screen that emit photons into your eyeball receptors that get processed by your brain into what it perceives as movement.
Yeah, that's what actual cameras are too. The video you're watching right now is technically not in motion. It is also technically, well, no, not even technically. It's a bunch of images. It's just 60 images per second, so it looks like real life speed, but it ain't.
It was all a trickery, you see. A ruse that you fell for hook, line, and sinker. Now, a lot of you probably already know about the concept of a frame rate, but what I want you to understand is that in cartoons, every head turn, every blink, everything that happens had to be meticulously drawn by a person who studied anatomy and knows about physics and movement, knowing full well that their drawing was only going to be seen for a fraction of a second. And you weren't even watching. You were on your phone.
No!
Today, I would like to turn back the sands of time and talk about some of the ways animators were able to achieve the illusion of life without the help of modern technology.
Let's go.
I hope by watching you can better understand and appreciate the medium of animation as much as I do, because the amount of dedication and hard work that goes into just making drawings move is unreal. And if you're like me and already know a bit about animation history and find this kind of stuff fascinating, don't worry, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up either. Now, we know that animation is just copious amounts of drawings being...
James!
Don't worry, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up either.
I trusted you to not roast me in that sentence. The reason these videos are so good is because James is probably more passionate about the medium of animation than any other storytime animator that I've seen. And I don't think that's an unfair thing to say. People like Jaiden Animations, etc., they are obviously passionate about animation. It's what they do. But out of the three of them, James is the one who would be happy to be a university professor who teaches the history of animation for a living. And I think that's super cool. I love learning this stuff from him.
Now, we know that animation is just copious amounts of drawings being shown in rapid succession. But how the are we going to get people to look at copious amounts of drawings in rapid succession without a computer?
True.
Well, believe it or not, there's actually quite a few things we can do without even having to use a camera. One method we can try is by drawing out all of our frames on a stack of paper. I know that's the time-consuming part, but after we're done doing that, we'll hang up all our drawings side by side on a very long wall. Then we'll ride a bike next to the wall and continuously have our head turned facing the wall, and if we pedal fast enough,
I don't even think I've seen
zip
that.
by the drawings so fast that it'll look like they're moving.
That's crazy.
Hey, look! It's a
Do you have a video of this video? The first ever video.
You're probably thinking, that's not how animation is made.
Listen, as a person who makes videos for a living now, I'd like to thank whoever did the horse on the wall for the first time. You created the first video ever. That's pretty sick.
That's not how animation is made. And you're right. This method of animation is totally impractical.
Yeah.
But not impossible.
Ooh.
This type of human transportational animation has been done before in subway tunnels, with the results looking pretty legit.
Wow.
I mean, this minion looks like he's totally moving. I might as well be in the cinema.
Wait, they still do that to this
day?
day?
Of the gamer variety, YouTuber Pale of Pears was able to achieve this method of animation flawlessly in Minecraft. But if you wanted to do something more practical, you could instead take your drawings off the really long wall and then stack them up like a book and then just flip through the paper quickly, making a flip book. If you have some sticky notes lying around that you forgot about in a junk drawer somewhere, you can make a pretty simple ball bouncing animation really quickly, with the results being, kind of cool. A fun fact, this type of animation was featured in every single copy of the Animorphs books, which I never read. I would just flip through the pages and watch the children in the corner transform into elephants and starfish and this weird blue alien centaur thing.
That's kind of cool, but you know what I think is actually way cooler? I did a whole video on flipbook animation a few months ago. 8 months ago. This video did not get enough love. And if you like this video, you gotta watch this one afterwards. In this video, we watched some of the best flipbooks ever, and then also I show you a flipbook from a book that I have.
Lola, I need your help because I'm gonna do this flipbook and I need you to hold the mic up to my mouth.
Okay.
All right. Hello, friends.
Oh, you look so pretty.
This
oh my
is the
gosh.
book, and we are going to do a flip. We are focusing on this guy. Okay, this is a flip book. All of these have flip books in them, and I'm flipping it horribly right now. But look, he goes out of the stroller into another stroller, bam. And then the other side, there's a whole other flip book. Okay, this box is annoying. I hate this box. Okay, crowbar, it's not opening up. What the heck? I hate this. Now we get the tank, and we miss her, and then we blow up the box, and all of that, and now we steamroll it, and now it's a box again, and what the heck? And then we try to knock, and it's just not working. Oh, we got punched in the face.
Wow, that commentary, I was really on one for that commentary. Yeah, check out that video after because it's a really, really cool video.
Okay, this next method of showing people drawings in rapid succession is going to be a little bit crazy.
The wheel?
I don't want to freak you out, but
the wheel?
It's basically on the same level as rocket science, okay? We're going to have to jump up a whole dimension for this one.
Wow.
What you're going to do is sculpt out a three-dimensional figure of whatever you want to animate.
No.
Let's animate, I don't know, this guy jumping. So first, I'm going to sculpt my guy just standing there, just being a dude.
Okay.
This will be...
How did you animate this?
Now, okay, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, I see where this is going. You're going to take a picture of the sculpture, then change its pose slightly, take a picture of that, and then slightly change the pose over and over while continuously starting and stopping the camera, making it seem like our subject has some sort of motion.
Oh.
No, actually, we're not going to be doing any of that. Cameras haven't been invented yet in this hypothetical.
Boom, exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, we're not doing stop motion yet. Aren't we gonna do the wheel thing? You know the wheel thing, guys? It's a wheel. And you look inside it, and it's a bunch of little squares of the frames, and as it spins, as you look in, and the wheel is spinning, and you're seeing the thing move. It's like the horse running thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's in The Conjuring.
Oh, it's in The Conjuring? Okay. Well, it was in real life, too, so.
Cameras haven't been invented yet in this hypothetical. What we're doing instead is making a whole new sculpture that will be the next frame of our animation. So it'll be our guy again, bending his legs a little bit, getting ready for the jump.
If we do
that's
the wheel.
frame 2. Now let's do this a total of,
100 times.
16 times. That sounds good. Let's also make the 16th sculpture look like it came before the first sculpture. So you understand?
Yeah, exactly,
Go from the 16th sculpture back to the first one.
Exactly. It looks almost like a wheel.
Tick-tock. We're doing a tick-tock loop. Now we're going to take all 16 of our sculptures and space them out evenly on a round table.
Let's go!
Sorry,
The
Arthur,
wheel!
I'm going to need this.
The
now,
wheel!
make the table spin.
And he had the Knights of the Round Table. That reference did not go unappreciated. That joke did not go unappreciated. The Knights of the Round Table. Subtle Knights of the Round Table. I don't know where the Arthur reference comes from, so I didn't get every element of this meme, but I for the most part, got it. So, James, I see you.
Sorry, Arthur. I'm going to need this. Now,
King
make
Arthur.
the table spin.
I get it now.
That's on you to figure out how to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe get the bike guy from the first example to pedal or something. I doubt any of you are actually following along, but if you are, put all your sculptures on a spinning table right now. And make it quick, all right? I'm not going to wait for you.
Yeah, do it.
Now, for the final step, turn your lights on and off really quickly. And if we did everything right,
wait, really?
The effect we get is mesmerizing.
Okay, this is beyond what I thought. This is a more advanced wheel. This is that's insane! Would that take years?
What's happening is that the light shines at the first sculpture, and then we turn the lights off. Cool. Then, as the table spins, the light will turn back on when the second sculpture is in the same position as the first. So we turn the lights on when the sculptures are in the same spot, and we turn them off when they're not. And what we end up seeing is all of our figures standing in a circle performing the animation, and we don't even register that the whole thing is spinning.
And all of them look like they're moving.
You all know what a zoetrope is now, which I know is a pretty fun word that you can whip out at parties like, yeah, I know you know.
You're a zoetrope. You're a disgusting zoetrope. That sounds like something someone would say on Twitter in a few years, you know? That's gonna be the new thing people call each other. What's really cool about that is that every single one of those things looks like it's moving. You're not just focused on the one, you get to see all of them move at once. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Fun word that you can whip out at parties like, yeah, I know a unique word that starts with the letter Z that isn't xylophone. Another fun thing about the zoetrope was that a 3D rendering of one was featured in the Season 2 opening of Mob Psycho 100. So that's what that spinning thing in the intro was. It was a zoetrope.
Oh, cool.
Zoetrope.
Cool.
Okay, let's talk about one more way we can show people drawings in quick succession without a camera, and it's the easiest method by far. So all we need is this glitchy, abstract drawing like this. Huh, pretty cool and random, right?
Yeah.
Except it's not. It's not random at all. I lied. Every line here is placed very deliberately. Let me show you something. If we take this floppy, transparent sheet full of vertical bars and cover up most of the drawing, hey, look at that. The outline we end up seeing looks like one of them kitty cats.
Amazing.
Now, if we slide the transparent sheet over and reveal different parts of the drawing, it looks like a kitty cat put in a different position. And if we keep sliding the sheet over, revealing different parts of the drawing, look at him go! This is called a barrier grid animation, and with the right base drawing, you can make all sorts of animations that don't hurt to look at all.
Gosh.
And also, I just want to point out that a barrier grid animation was also featured in the Season 2 opening of Mob Psycho 100.
Oh, cool.
Hey, do you guys want to watch anime later? So all these different methods of showing people drawings in quick succession, I don't know if there's a word for it, but I'm calling it physical animation.
Cool,
like
valid.
Animation,
Acoustic
hold
animation.
And touch with your fingers, you know? All those warrior cat animation memes, that's digital animation, right? This is physical.
This is acoustic.
Real deal. But there's one form of physical animation that we haven't talked about yet that's unarguably the most popular and the most important form of physical animation to have ever existed on Earth.
2D drawing?
Excuse me. Okay, now we're gonna use cameras. Okay, they finally figured it out. With the invention of film, showing people multiple images in quick succession had never been easier. Now we can take something from real life, burn an image of that into a film strip, process it, and then shine a light through it again to get a recreation of the image.
Yeah.
And if we roll this whole strip of film over this strobe light, we get moving pictures.
Yeah.
That's why they're called movies.
Yeah.
Because they move.
Whoa.
What? A lot of times, film was used
That's
to
crazy.
capture the movements of real people, but it was also used in the same way to capture the movements of people of the animated variety.
Yeah, thank you for using the politically correct term, James. People of animation. That's what we call it. The only way that we'll accept. Okay, anyways, let's keep going.
Let's take a look at an old cartoon. The 1968 animated Batman series. The first time Batman has ever appeared in the animation form.
The Batman?
You know, the really old Batman cartoon that had onomatopoeias appear on the screen during fight scenes? Boom!
Yes.
Pow! Ka-chow!
The Boom Pow Batman.
Except they didn't.
What?
They didn't do that in the cartoon. Visually showing the verbiage of impacts was exclusively an Adam West thing. In the cartoon,
I didn't know.
you gotta see those impacts. Hey, can I ask you a thought-provoking question?
Yes.
What am I looking at? I know it's Batman hiking.
Long hand.
But how is it moving?
Long
this
hand.
frame was captured on film, so there had to be a physical camera to capture it, right?
What?
So where is this drawing?
What?
It's not on a computer. Computers in the 60s looked like this. So where is this?
A big stack of papers.
So every animated movie and animated TV show and animated anime before the year 2000-ish used what's called cell animation. This frame of Batman was hand-painted. That's right, painted with special paint onto a transparent celluloid sheet or cell. And then this transparent sheet was laid on top of a hand-painted background, and then this goon that got kicked, well, he had to be painted on his own cell sheet too. And then this image of sandwiched art was captured onto a film thing, a strip.
One frame.
Then the Batman cell would come off and be replaced by a whole new hand-painted cell of Batman.
It's incredible.
And that frame would be captured.
How did we figure this out?
Repeat
How did we figure this out?
This one shot that lasted a little over a second used 14 different hand-painted drawings of Batman, and the goon had 6 just for a second. Now, because having to hand paint 20...
How did humans figure that out? That is bananas in pajamas. By the way, this is probably a good time to tell y'all to like the video if you want to. That would be cool if you like the video. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, it would be cool. I like it. Lola would like it, though. You know, do it for her, right? Should they do it for you?
Like the video for the muffins.
Do you have anything to say while you got the mic?
You look cute with your glasses.
Thanks.
I can't wait to see it. Did you order the exact same pair, or did you get a new pair?
Way better pair that hopefully doesn't hurt my head to wear with headphones.
You should get a full light-up suit. That'd be kind of funny.
Oh no.
That would be pajamas. Speaking of...
You should get a banana costume.
Yeah, maybe. Speaking of, what do you guys think of this lighting? I have the lights off again, and I'm just doing this from the glow of my computer. Do you guys like this? Is it a bit more, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Let me know. And yeah, make sure you boop the like and subbed and all that, and sub to James, and yeah.
Now, because having to hand paint 20 different images for 1 second is insane, there are some things we can do to cut corners without having to sacrifice too much quality.
Okay.
Like in this shot, Robin takes 5 frames to turn his head, but his body doesn't move. So we can paint his body once on its own cell, and now we only need to paint 5 different heads. And since we already have all the frames painted, we can just use the same frames in reverse to make his head turn the other way. And you don't need to pay a background artist to paint a background if you just use blue.
The same cell.
A big part of cell animation was being able to animate pieces of a character independently of each other. That's actually why so many old cartoon characters had accessories around their necks, so the animators could separate the characters' heads from their bodies, making it easier to animate.
I learned that. Oh, I just learned that. That was so cool.
One of the nice things about using a computer to animate is that you can play back what you've animated and clearly see if your timing is correct and if there's any quick adjustments you can make. Being able to see what your previous frames are is so important, there's actually a term for it called onion skinning. But animators pre-2K didn't have computers to rewatch their work.
They just had ogres.
So here's what they did instead. Before they even put paint onto a cell, they first had to draw all their frames out onto a piece of paper. And they didn't work on the frames in chronological order. Like, they didn't go, okay, I just drew the first frame of Batman. Okay, here's the second frame of Batman. Okay, I'm going to go do the third frame of Batman. Okay,
what did they do then, James?
That way of animating is called straight-ahead animation, and some people use it, but the results look pretty chaotic, but it's still used pretty effectively for effects and concert visuals. But most of the time, animators will animate a character from pose to pose. They'll draw out all the important key poses a character will make on paper, and then they'll hold the pieces of paper between each of their fingers, and then quickly flip between their drawings just to get an idea of what a drawing that goes in between those key poses would look like. That's called in-betweening, just so you know. And they
so you have to flip-flop the pencils 50 million times over the course of drawing this? That would drive me insane. If you actually have to do that the whole time, that would be crazy. I would not have survived before computers. I would not have survived. And I'm barely surviving with these glasses still on. They are crushing my skull.
And they still wouldn't be able to get a full playback of their animation until every pencil drawing was captured on film and processed. They just had to trust their page flipping technique and their highly trained eyeballs and go, yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah, fine.
Let's bring out the paint. And because there are hundreds of shots all having to be animated without a computer, can you really blame the animators that some shots of Batman looked like this?
Yeah.
Or this? It was old, remember?
I still blame them.
Old things are bad.
No, I'm just kidding. I love that. I love imperfections in life, in the world, in people, in their work. I love it. I think that's fun because that's a relic of like a time when you couldn't make everything perfect, you know? With computers, we can press Control Z whenever we want or Control Z for all my commonwealths out there. We can undo any mistakes instantly and redo it until it's perfect. I love that because we didn't have that back in the day, there are things that are mistakes that get, you know, left in the final product. As they say, it's not a mistake, it's a masterpiece. Oh gosh, that wasn't a reference I wanted to make, but I made it. I made it for you guys. But that's what that actually should be attributed to. I love stuff like that. It's cool. Making mistakes in creative pursuits is cool. Imperfections are what show you that it's real. Nothing's perfect. No one's perfect. Nothing that we create is perfect, and I love that. And that's the problem with AI, is that it is perfect a lot of the time. You know what I mean? You know, when it's generating something that's supposed to be photorealistic, it's like if you see a human that's AI generated, they'll never have like little hairs or like little, you know, pimples or whatever, because they just have it like impossibly smooth, and that's why it doesn't look real, and that's why people don't really like it.
You know what does look real with AI?
What?
Deer jumping on a trampoline.
The deer jumping on a trampoline, yeah.
I thought it was real!
Oh my gosh, look at this one. What the?
Deer one looks real though.
The deer one does look real. My mom would think this is real. I should send this to my mom. Look at this though. This is a raccoon bear. This is not a real animal. I gotta send this to my mom though, for real. She's gonna think this is real.
Do the deer on the trampoline.
Yeah. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Okay, no, we can't watch that. Okay, let's just mute this stupid music.
Doesn't it look real? See, and it falls!
The way that it falls is like super realistic looking. The fall is actually the realest looking part. The fall looks more real than the rest of the video to me. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. It's so interesting when I only ever hear it coming from her phone because of all the reels that she watches. When you hear something only through like a radio or a phone, you don't actually hear the music part. It just sounds like a mess of music.
I wonder if more people tried a Jet 2 holiday though.
Honestly,
We should go on one.
that should be a video. We actually went on a Jet 2 holiday.
Write that down, write that down.
Oh my gosh, that would be the craziest video ever.
That some shots of Batman looked like this.
Love it.
Or this.
Love
It
you.
was old, remember? Old things are bad. Okay, I kind of have
He's
a
joking,
secret.
guys.
Remember when I said, let's look at an old cartoon? Well, I might have overemphasized how old the Batman cartoon is.
Okay.
By the time the Batman cartoon came out, the movie Bambi had been out for 25 years.
Yeah, but that's a movie with a movie budget.
Are you aware of how fluid the animation in Bambi is?
Yeah.
Dude, Bambi
Amazing.
goes so hard. Walt literally brought in deer from the woods into their studio just so the animators could be like, oh, that's
Wow.
neat. That's how deers move. I understand this more
Wow,
now.
that is cool.
I honestly thought the Batman show came out way earlier in the animation timeline because of how it looked.
It's a TV
Obviously,
show. It's
these
not a
two
movie.
Things are created by different studios with different animators and different budgets.
Yes.
And TV animation always has to create more animation per budget, but all the same techniques.
Okay, yes. Thank you, James, for clarifying that, because yes, that's why if you watch an animated TV show and then the animated TV show has the movie will always like have way more impressive looking animation because yeah, you use the whole budget of an animated movie. It's going to look like if any of these storytime animators ever put out a like TheOdd1sOut movie, it would look incredible compared to a normal video because a movie you spend like a whole year on it and you have like millions and millions of dollars put into it. So yeah, of course a TV show, an animated TV show isn't gonna look as good as like a film that makes potentially hundreds of millions of dollars.
But all the same techniques and equipment used to make an episode of Batman were the exact same techniques and equipment used to make an episode
you
of
gotta
Bambi.
be fast.
I don't mean that as a dunk on Batman. I'm more so impressed with how amazing Bambi looks, especially since while it came out, World War II was currently happening.
Oh my gosh.
So because celluloid sheets were used to animate every TV show, movie, and anime there has ever been before the year 2000-ish, by my calculations, there are millions of cell sheets out there. Like this single frame of Batman kicking, it's on a cell sheet somewhere. And more importantly, who owns it? Many of the cells that still exist have been sold to the general public. But because of how the paint...
That's the Vsauce Michael here. Yeah, let's hit that one more time. Who
owns it? Many of the cells that still...
I want to get a SpongeBob cell. Yes, you can buy authentic SpongeBob production animation cells from specialty dealers like All Premium Animation or Animation Art Emporium. Crabs from the episode Culture Shock. So that's like a storyboard cell. I want the real thing, bruh. What a sketchy website. I can't believe I'm looking at this sketchy website. This click doesn't even work. I'll have to keep looking at that. But that is like a bucket list item to own, honestly. Guys, I don't need no designer garbage. I need a SpongeBob production cell is what I need. Then I've made it, okay? Then I've made it.
Many of the cells that still exist have been sold to the general public. But because of how the paint and time works, cell sheets need to be kept very well preserved. So since cells are very hard to preserve, and because they're not making any new ones, some cells are worth a lot of money. This cell and original background from My Neighbor Totoro sold for $84,000. While I'm writing the script, there's currently an auction going on for this cell from the Jungle Book for $10,000.
I don't need no Jungle Book.
And I own this cell of Squidward laughing that I got at a convention for $300.
What?
It's not an original background. The background's a print. And it's actually not even the correct background for the shot.
That's fine.
But I'm just pointing out that not all cells are thousands of dollars.
That's incredible.
They made millions of these. So you can get a cell from a TV show for a couple hundred. And then you get to own a frame of animation. Like that belongs to you.
That's amazing.
I think it's super cool. This moment of Squidward laughing
Don't drop it in the fire.
belongs to me.
Don't drop it in the fire.
You can't have it. So if you ever visit some friends who really like cartoons, there's a good chance that they have an animation cell somewhere on display.
Now I need
those are
one.
just a handful of ways that animators were able to achieve the illusion of life without a computer.
Listen, because that was a season 1 SpongeBob production cell. So to quote season 1 SpongeBob, I need it!
And I do just want to say, just because something was animated on a computer doesn't make it any less artistic. Yes, computers make the process easier and more streamlined, absolutely. It's still a human expressing their creativity and being in control of that. Did you hear me? It's a human expressing themselves and being in control of creativity.
A person!
I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about animation history. There's still quite a few things that I didn't get to cover, how did Walt animate this panning, parallaxing shot of Bambi where the trees move on separate layers?
Unbelievable.
What kind of technology did they create to make trees move at different speeds?
Amazing.
Hang on a second. I want to show you something. So that clip that James was just playing right now exists in this whole little small documentary right here.
Different elements in the scene were separated according to their varying distances from the viewer.
I just want to say how weird this entire machine is. They created an entire mechanism just so that way they can set up different images on different freaking moving tracks so it could do stuff like this. Look how big this machine is. This thing is like 4 times the size of a normal person, and it requires this much work to load up a single moving frame. And then going to what James was talking about, that moving back. Look at this! Look at what this machine can do! This is insane! This was insane for the time. And that's just slow movements. It looks like it's a full animation.
So much hard work
Amazing.
And talent is involved in every piece of animation you see, and because of animation, we're able to tell incredible stories that are nothing like anything we ever see in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, incredible.
And before I go, can we talk about the intro to the Batman series, please?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is insane. That is insane. And now, my friends, you have two videos you have to watch. The flipbook animation video that I did. I actually love this video and it got so underappreciated. Check it out. Here is also when we looked at every form of animation with the Odd Ones Out. If you haven't seen this, you need to see this one too. I'll see you here and I'll see you there. I want you checking out both of them, okay? Here's James's channel. I will see you soon. Peace.